trumpets, and most people are going to think, oh, you're talking about the Day of Trumpets. I'm actually going to be talking about trumpets, and some amazing, I think, some issues from them. One, as we walk through the Torah, the first time we are introduced to trumpets is an announcement of either the Messiah coming down or the Creator coming down. One of the two, depending upon your views. I think it was the Messiah coming down and landing on Mount Sinai. That's in Exodus 19:16. On the morning of the third day there was thunder and lightning with a thick cloud over the mountain and a very loud trumpet blast. Everyone in the camp trembled. Exodus 19:19. At the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder. Moses spoke, and the voice of God answered him. So trumpets, as we would think of, I think of heraldry trumpets, not this short little trumpet that they use to call revelry in the military, and you see it on movies like MASH or something. Anytime they're trying to get people to wake up, or actually have, usually in the military we've got 3 different formations during the day, so where you call them to formation. But of a heraldry trumpet, where it's an extended, they can actually put banners on it and everything. And you see that mostly when you're announcing, here comes the king, here comes the king. Well, where do they get that? They get that from Torah, to say, here comes the king. Now, that's the king of the world, of the earth, who's coming. Again, I don't care whether we're dealing with the Creator or the Messiah. The earth is theirs. And so the Messiah will say, okay, it's actually the Father's, and Messiah, and the Father says it's the Son's. So it kind of works out the same. But anyway, that's the announcement of someone special is coming. And we get that again, Exodus 20 taking about the same thing. And then we get into the Festival of Trumpets. Leviticus 23, commemorate this day with a trumpet blast. Why do you commemorate it with a trumpet blast? Because we're announcing at some point in time the king is coming. Now he's going to come in with that full regalia when he comes. But it's going to be some future, and so we're just kind of prepping the whole thing for the Day of Trumpets, the announcing it comes. And this is really where I started this, and why I did this video, is in Leviticus 25:9. It's a very special trumpet blast. And it's on the Day of Atonement. And what's special about it is it doesn't come each year. So let's look at 25, and again it's going to be in verse 9, but you need to have 8 to understand it, because you're counting off the Sabbath years, the years of Jubilee. 7 times 7 is to the 49th year. And again, we initially spaced that at 50, so it comes after that. So it's always going to be spaced 49 years after that. If it didn't, it would be, it's supposed to be 2 years of rest. And if it wasn't that way, the following year would be a year of rest for the feast, or for the 7th year. Then the following year would be a year you could do it, and then all of a sudden you get to the 2nd year, and it's a 2nd year of rest. So it's always that 2nd year. So it's always spaced at 49 years apart. So on that 49th year, on Day of Atonement, then have, verse 9, then have the trumpet sounded everywhere on the 10th day of the 7th month, on the Day of Atonement. Sound the trumpet throughout your land. So we have a special announcement for a king as well on that trumpet, and that's a real special one, because it's only every 49th year. Again, the initial one is 50, but then spaced every 49 years. We're announcing a huge issue there. So that's the reason for this video. Like I said, it's just a real special thing when you start looking at trumpets. Now again, we have the 2 silver trumpets that were created, and that's to call the assembly, whether it's the leaders or the assembly. All of us, certainly most people think of the walls of Jericho with the trumpets. But mostly it's announcing something big. It's that pure announcement.